going on, YouTube world? Michael, Vinny will be here at some point, and Steve, and myself. We are the Insert Revolution podcast. Normally we talk about the topic. Tonight we will not. We'll talk broadly of a topic, similar complexity. Steve and I need to find a reference material. It's a conundrum of dire proportions when you want to be factually correct and not like one of the other asshats that float around this hobby space. And trying to locate a fucking magazine that's as thick as a goddamn telephone book, you don't think would be very hard in 2022, but fuck if we can't find them. I got the hockey one next to me and my list started. So at some point in time, like Mystery Science Theater in the not too distant future, we will do this episode because it is, again, back to our core, back to the heart of our collecting path that we've traversed. But not tonight. It sucks, but again, we've been searching high and low, and Steve looking for the basketball one, and along with the football one, I was looking for the hockey along with the football. I did find, like I said, the hockey, but baseball one does shit. You have to think it's a 2008 or 9 to actually have like a lot of those old Score and Pinnacle inserts listed, because after that they dropped them out, which sucks, but what do you do? I think it's like more of a scenic. You sort of see a topic over in the distance. So what's over there? And that's basically the extent of what's going to go on tonight. So
we're not going to rub paint with the topic, Paul. Give us a break here. At some time, I'll get off my tuchus and grab some of my boxes. So kind of Dave and I were touching on this, and we filled Michael in, and, like Dave alluded to, Vinny is on his way. He's fighting traffic right now. C had a soccer game. So, but we kind of touched on it early before we went live. Just, it's like, we really want to do this topic, but, in the light of being transparent and making sure that we're not conveying incorrect information, because we don't like to do that. We will be a little bit broad, but, like Dave said, we're going to go kind of back to our roots and just, kind of show off some cards specific from an insert perspective. But we're not going to claim ratios or anything along those lines to save face, because that's just not what we do. So. And I'll probably focus on a lot of basketball stuff, because that's what I have still sitting on the table. And there are quite a few of them out there that I really do like. And depending on, how long we go, I may dip into one of the football boxes or something, because we know Dave has some hockey stuff probably sitting there.
Yeah, and I could probably go drop myself off camera and go upstairs, and I looked in there the other day, the Bledsoe, Curtis Martin, Favre, Marino, all those fuckers box, and decided to, like, well, you know what? I really haven't looked up Bledsoe in quite a while. So I was able to pick up a few cards of his. I missed out on the 97 Team Pinnacle mirror. And again, I should have bid more, but with that Josh Johnson plate going off, that was sort of the impotence of the funds were going in that general direction. So it's like, well, I got the Collins and Brunel for a pittance. So that was one that had eluded me a couple times, and just by happen chance of not remembering the auction went off. But yeah, I've got a few Bledsoes coming in. It's only bad part now is I got to start going through and trying to recall or sort those out. And I mean, the sorting project in summer is fucking it's non-existent. and I need to call this guy at some point too. I don't think I've been neglecting you, Joey. It's just been fucking absolutely hellish work, softball, trying to do anything else, see Trist on the weekend, and that's not even enough time. It's constantly going, like literally not 24/7, but it feels like that most days. So I need to call Joey. He called me the other night, and I've not returned his call. That's not unlike me, but at the same time, I don't like to give people other things.
Well, it's no different. It's no different. I mean, when things get crazy, I mean, crap, I can't remember the last time Michael and I exchanged text messages. I've talked more to Michael via the show than I have via text message over the last couple months or whatever. But,
sure.
you know, it's sometimes life gets in the way. Adulting sucks, as we all say. And it's not because we don't care about other people or, you know, anything along those. It just sometimes shit gets in the way. And I know I don't want to speak for you, Michael, but you know, there's times in which you and I would go back and forth for extended periods of time, and then it got to the point where it's like, you know what, screw this. Let's just talk on the phone, and then 3 or 4 hours later, you're like, holy crap,
yeah,
where'd the time go?
It's the same time I call Joey or the same way if I call Joey or Dave. I know if I make the phone call, it's going to be minimum 2 hours. It just is. And it's going to go on 9 million different tangents. And I mean, like I said, I forgot today was even Tuesday. I'm lucky I'm on here. They finally got back to us with our inspection date, which essentially is the the military's version of accreditation for a hospital. We have that. It's coming up next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They're going to be here. So the fact that I even have time to do this tonight, I'm lucky because I'm going to be working a lot of hours the next several days.
Well, it's always good to have you. It was a pleasant surprise to see you hanging down there waiting to come in. So
yeah, Dave shot over the message and I was like, well, damn, I guess I'm on here early. Usually if I show up, it's not till like 9 or 10.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just hectic. I mean, I think this week will be 18. I'll still have probably over 50, but I'll be more manageable. Last fucking 4 weeks, it's been 60 or 59, 60. I think 56 and then 56. So I'm like, it's just. And then again, Naomi wants to play or practice tomorrow. She's got 2 games. Found out today she's pitching the second one, so I'm like, okay, that just fucking throttled my nerves to the moon. Because again, it's me, and so she wanted to practice out today, and it's still a sauna out there today. I think it's more humid than yesterday, but there's again a good breeze, so it wasn't terrible. And but yeah, about 75 minutes of that. Me trying to play catch, sitting on a bucket. Fuck, I'm getting peppered. A couple bad pitches here and there. the one ball caromed off my like head right here, and I'm always nervous about the jewels because I mean you're sitting there, and so that's a couple of those came skipping in real close. I heard that bucket bang, and I'm like, oh shit. You just gotta get up and walk around for a minute and be like, woo.
Time to invest in a cup, Dave.
I don't know if they got a cup big enough.
Yeah, okay, Dave. Whatever. Anyways.
Yeah. So we're all busy as shit. It's summer. Even Trista's like, well, maybe this show isn't like a summer thing. It's like, well, we've discussed that at other times that if necessary, we just go tri-weekly, maybe once a month, just during the summer because you're so fucking. That's like a farmer. We're all farmers. When you make the hay, when the weather's the nicest.
Yeah.
Trista had
Nice.
to come. She could come on here and I don't know.
Anyways, are we already going to go like into the basement? We already going to open Pandora's box? You wish, Dave. See, even better half says you're dreaming.
That's nice again.
You know, the more you talk about it, the more it shrinks.
I can honestly say it doesn't. But. So, picking up the Bledsoes again. I haven't even looked at Curtis Martin. Collins went back, started looking at some more of his stuff, but again, it's just a lot of stuff that I don't remember if I've got it or not. I've got to find the box with all his shit in it and start going through it because it's just like I don't have a fucking clue. I mean, I'm like, I think I've got this. I think I've got that. I'm pretty sure I've got this. Sort of like tonight, it's like we don't want to sit there and say, well, this is a 1 in box insert. We're pretty sure of that. Turns out to be like a 1 in 90. It's like, fucking egg on our face.
Yeah. Oops.
Now, when you reference 1 a box, are you talking like 1 in 24 or 1 in 36 or okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know if you actually meant cards where you will get 1 per box. No. Okay.
Well, and I mean, if you think about it, though, 1 in 24 would be 1 per box based on that configuration of that product, though, too. So, and that's the mindset in which we're looking at to where, unless you're talking Pacific, because Pacific could be 1 in 37, but yet usually you still get 1 per box.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the slippery slope. And anytime you want to throw in Pacific into the mix. Dave is talking about the Curtis Martin, Drew Bledsoe PC that he has, that he needs to take the time to checklist as well. But,
And Kerry Collins is just.
I know you've got a bunch of Kerry Collins. Ungodly amount.
Well, and he's got a I don't know. Who do you have more of, Dave? I mean, I always thought that they'd be fairly close. Bledsoe and Collins would be fairly close.
Collins by leaps and bounds.
Yeah,
if I were able, like I've said this story, I know on my videos before, on contest responses, whatever it's made, just general chatter, was able to collect Troy Edwards right out of the gate. Loved him at Louisiana Tech. Thought he'd do well again for the Steelers. 99 draft pick. I don't know if he's a first or a second rounder. I think first, because he had stupid numbers with him and Rattay down at Louisiana Tech. It was like fucking Timmy Chang type numbers. I mean, just Colt Brennan, the air raid of the early 2000s of Texas Tech, Sonny Cumbie, B.J. Simmons, all those guys. Cliff Kingsbury, but they had Graham Harrell. I mean, they just had the dumbest numbers, as video game numbers. And that's the one thing I always liked. I liked the video game numbers because it was just like, okay, you got 128 balls or whatever it was, 1,850 yards, like 21 touchdowns. Like, those are fucking stupid numbers. Again, I know it's not going to translate into exactly the same in the NFL, but again, Louisiana Tech, always a school I like. Karl Malone went there. I want to say a women's basketball player in like the 80s. It wasn't Cheryl Miller. It was somebody else. Was down there at La Tech that was famous or had a big impact. But able to pick up a lot of Troy Edwards stuff, like right out of the gate. A lot of those inserts and the parallels to the inserts that people clamor about now. Like there's out of the 99 Chrome, I know there's like a refractor version of something numbered to 100. I was able to pick up a couple of those right away. Like a hollow gold out of Edge, like I think a 50, like out of Fury. So all these cards that were right away, I'm like, okay. Now people are starting to jump on because, again, we're starting to get into the season. This was before the season, and then a week or two in, Elite was coming out. And that's about that time, or about a year before. That's when Collins really sunk his battleship with all his like booze and whatnot, getting released by Carolina, going to New Orleans. Had the cigar. If you ever hear me reference the drunk, that's Kerry Collins, because that's the one picture I've of anything else. Him coming out of the jail, getting released on bond or whatever at 5 a.m. and having a stogie in his mouth. I mean, well played. And him being expensive, or more expensive for a 15-year-old, 16-year-old when he's coming in the league. I mean, you had so many rookies in that fucking 95 class. It wasn't just like, oh, Collins is the guy. Like,
No, there was tons.
Collins, McNair. You had Stokes. God, I know there's just oodles more, but I mean, like at every level. And again, this wasn't even with Terrell Davis and Curtis Martin, who made the impact but didn't really have a lot out until later releases. So there's this guys everywhere. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I like Kajana Carter. I like Penn State. I like what they were doing. I love Collins. I love McNair.
Was LeVar Arrington in that class too?
No, that he was 2000.
Okay.
I think. And I'm just like, you have your budget. Plus, I was trying to collect Favre. I was trying to collect Natron Means. So I'm like, even then, try to tier everybody. Who do you want to pick up? Well, I only have X amount of dollars. Yeah, I can't fucking pick up everybody because we're trying to rip packs more than anything, because packs are literally, I've said it before, everywhere. So it's like we find packs. We're just like ants to sugar, just gone. So we did that, but there was a guy in the Beckett buy-sell trade. That, not the forum, but it was like I don't even know how to describe it. You could list, hey, here's this. Here's I got Kerry Collins, whatever, blah, 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 looking to trade for XYZ ABC, or offer up a deal. And I think if memory serves me right, and again, it's fucking 20 years or whatever, 22, 23 maybe. The guy I did business with is one of the guys that I buy stuff on the Facebook auctions now that ends on Monday night, that he was doing his shit then as well. But he's in that, I think, Western Ohio, or Eastern Ohio, Western Pennsylvania area. So again, Steeler country. So he had a bunch of Collins, and I mean a truckload. I mean, it was a huge box that came in, plus another smaller box with some like the oddballs, and just like, he's like, I'll trade all this for whatever Troy Edwards you've got, because I see you have a bunch listed. I said, I got base and all that other garbage too. And again, at the time, it's a $5-6 card. Collins stuff was pennies on the dollar. And he had so many rare cards, so many like the 20s out of like the hollow golds or whatever out of Masters. A lot of that Edge Masters, like 97, like the swords, the stones, the Excaliburs, whatever what he was in, he had them. And I'm like, I really want Edwards, but this is only a few years old. A guy I really like. Why not make the trade? And I think he wanted a couple other cards, but I'm like, for me to send out basically a bubble mailer full of like 50 cards, maybe a couple bubble mailers, maybe, but for 50 cards for fucking, I mean, it's like 800 cards, 900 cards, plus medallions and fucking all this other crap. Why wouldn't
all
you?
day long.
Yeah. Again, it's even then, it's like, you're like, I like this guy, but holy fuck, this is like everything we've been trying to get for the past 4 years. And I'm like, fuck it, do it. And so yeah, it was about I think the stuff that I spent was about $900 worth of value, and I think the stuff he sent again was like $1,200. And he's like, it's stuff I'm not going to be able to move. I said, well, it's fine. It's going to stay here. So that's how. if I was able to get something like Bledsoe after he got hurt in 01 or whatever it was, maybe then. But by that time, again, I'm still picking up Bledsoe, but it wasn't even like last summer. I picked up, or 2 summers, whatever it was ago, picking up a ton of stuff. And yeah, the Collins was probably 5-1 or 6-1 outweighs Bledsoe, even with all that shit that I picked up. I mean,
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's
so before you answer that question that I have highlighted, I've already responded. I'm not going to go into great detail because I've talked about it before. But Benny, just to kind of give you a synopsis, because you were stuck in traffic, unfortunately. The objective for this evening is because Dave and I suck and we can't find our Beckett's still. We're going to we're still going to talk about inserts, some of our favorite inserts, but we're not going to specify whether or not they're one per box. We will circle back to this once we can actually find our material, so we stay on, true to form with our hashtag scholarship. He was still sitting. We're still sitting in traffic. Doesn't matter whether he was eating ice cream, eating a burger, a chicken sandwich. It doesn't matter. We're still sitting in traffic. And of course, you jumping on before him, which would indicate he was enjoying the rest of his ice cream, which is perfectly fine. It's hot as hell. We get it. But I didn't want you to sit there and shut up, better half. I was going to say you have somebody sneaking behind you. I saw her. I didn't want you to get into specifics unless you want to, but just know that we're not focusing on one per box because we want to make sure that what we convey is accurate. Get off mute first.
I had my Beckett and I still was not prepared. So I'm glad we went off topic, as we often do here.
Well, we're not technically going off topic. Hello, C. We're just we'll talk about some of our favorite inserts, and we'll circle back to this probably in a couple weeks specifically, because this is one in which it does take a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because you have to go back and validate. Because your memory may tell you, I think this is one per box, but then you want to go back and validate. So, it's. I know Dave has been sitting on this one for a while, and I really want to do this one, but it's to ensure that we're prepared and we don't convey incorrect information and then have to do a follow-up episode and be like, okay, so pretty much forget everything we said last week. It was all wrong.
Spend a half hour making addendums to our fucking errors. It's like, as much as we don't mind doing that, it's like, it's not the point.
So
language.
C just told you, watch your language. Look
a
at
lot
Dave.
A lot of people have. I'm terrible.
Steve, you better watch your language.
She's blaming Steve. It was Dave. That was Dave.
Really? I thought it was Steve.
No.
You're pointing to the.
He's lying.
Go to bed.
He's lying.
Watch your language, Dave.
Thank you for the correction. Thank you. Obviously, Dave never does anything wrong in your eyes. It's always me. Dave is worse than I am when it comes to the comebacks. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But whatever. It's fine. I've got broad shoulders. But better half. Kiss my ass. So now you can go back and answer the question, Dave.
For me, again, it's more so with and it's not even like a top tier players. It's the guys I collect the most. Josh Johnson. Obviously, if it's something 55 out of whatever, it's not going to cost a ton more because there's already 55 copies of it. When it comes to McCown, you got 12. Natron's 20. Don't really care much. Brodeur, if there's a chance to, I've picked up a few that are 30 of whatever, but it's not like I'm searching them out. I don't. It's if they happen across my viewpoint or whatever. It's like I'll pick them up, and again, if the price is right, that's. But Josh Johnson, I will pay more if necessary. Even on 101s, I'm still paying fucking far more than I should. Abreu, same thing. It's 53. It doesn't fucking. It's not like if Ty Conklin has the 101 out of whatever the titanium or whatever, because they had the jersey numbers sort of like private stock hobby did in 2002. So McCown's is numbered to 12. I think I've got 4 of those. And I think the first one I saw pop up, that thing cost me like 50, 60 bucks. And then again, subsequently less through the years. But any of that stuff under 25, and if it's a jersey number, like let's say if it's a Favre, it's 4, whatever. And I collected those guys. I'm always one that's going to be putting a premium, but it's not a stupid premium. Again, if it's an MJ 23 at 23, would it be cool to have? Oh, fuck. Anybody that says it wouldn't be cool is fucking lying to you. But is it 4 or 5 times more than the other one? If so, I'm like, you guys are getting a pissing match over that fucker. I'm going to go for the 14 of 23. That's how many hits he probably had in spring training. That's probably the better number. So I don't know. It depends on the card, depends on the player, but usually I put a slight premium. My top tier guys like Jason Morrow, if it's 22 because that was his collegiate number, I'll look for that in the non-collegiate releases because I know that's at least something I can. I'll look for that. I'll look for this. It's not going to be 88 or whatever his NFL number was. Again, a high number. 88 of 99. Wow, what a fucking treat. What a special day this is. It's like, no, if it's something low numbered, yes, there's obviously going to be a harder push towards it, but Johnson's the only guy that I really I will do specific searches, either 55, like /55 or 55 just in there, or cards I know that are to 60 or to 50. Josh Johnson Topps Black. Josh Johnson, the Hope Diamond, or whatever it is, out of fucking 2011 Topps. Like, if I can find those, I'll try to get them if I can. If not, I'm not paying. 20 years ago, it would have been a whole different story. Favre, I would have paid a ton. Natron, I would have paid a ton because I know I got one of the Pacific and I paid, I think, like 40 bucks for it. I don't know, it was like a platinum blue or a copper. But again, like today, a different era of cards. You had different collectors. Different player collecting then was actually people collecting players, and that wasn't like, oh, we're gonna flip. You knew your competition. Same with Northcutt, 86 or something, because those whatever rookies in 2000, you had stuff numbered to 2400, 1999, 1000, 1250. So you had that chance to, well, it's cool to get that. But again, today, it's not even looked at, I don't think, a quarter of what it was 20 years ago. the people that are collecting now that collected then are still like diehard into that stuff. If not, most of the people are like, oh, cool, that's his jersey number. And then they look to jack up the price. Not they're searching the card out because they want to find the jersey number. It's just they stumble across it.
Yep.
So the long-winded answer is I put a slight premium on it. I know Steve doesn't. It's the same thing. If he gets one that's 30 of whatever, hey, hooray. If not, I just want a copy. Give me a copy that's in mint to gem mint to super pristine condition. I don't give a shit. But
And then,
Michael, I know
and then there's me, who, if the card is numbered out of 52, specifically the jersey number parallel is what it's called, I won't own a copy other than 52 of 52.
But I know for at least Johnson, I don't think he had the opportunity to have any of those either.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I mean, if
Yeah,
there's 55 of 55, oh fuck, I'd be all over it. But I know you've expressed with me several times. I put a stupid bid on this because I wanted a 52 of 52 or 52 of whatever, and it's like, I get it. It's not like, oh man, you're a fucking idiot. It's like, I fully get that, because that's with my guy, with your guy. We're pushing people off the bridge to get what we want. The casualties will mount. That's fine, but give us what we need.
Yep. Yeah, one of my collecting goals is, with the Topps flagship run, is to get all the 52 out of parallels, like the black borders and then the factory set parallels. I'm looking to find those 52s. I think I have 3 of 6 or 3 of 7 on the black borders.
Mm-hmm.
That I was managed to find the 52s of. Not the rookie card though,
which is still crazy.
Yeah, and just lucky to find them. And that was one of those parallels where I just made it in, because the first year of those was 2009, and it was the 54 anniversary. So they are all numbered out of 54, starting his rookie year, went 54, 55, 56, and so on.
And that's when you had to get them, right when they drop.
Or they're still in boxes.
Yep.
I bet if I was to go look at what I have jersey numbered 52, almost every one of them are probably out of 99.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 52 out of 99, because there are so many. I only have one Topps gold, and that's the 2012. That's numbered 52 out of 2012. I don't have any other year of the golds.
No, I'm sure I've got the gold, but nothing 52 of or 55 of the black. I think I've got a couple, and I know I've got like 53, 56, 58. So anytime I see one that's like Topps black Josh Johnson that's not listed, like, please have either in the description or
the picture of the bag. Oh yeah.
Yep. And I mean, I found so many that are like 54, 44, and like, or 45. It's like, fuck, you're just 10 off. Or
yeah, my 2012 black border numbered 52 out of 57. I found it in a lot on eBay of like 6 or 8 Clay Matthews being sold, and it wasn't in the description. I found it in the pictures, and I went crazy on that. I mean, that lot was probably a $15, $20 lot, maybe. I know my bid was over $100 because I was going to make sure I won it. And I did. I won it for very cheap, but I don't take any chances
No.
because I would be sick if I didn't win it.
Well, yeah, when you have that goal in mind too, it's like, well, I've got this tops run I want to put together. I know it might take a little while because, again, a lot of stuff will sit in boxes, either sitting in collections. Who knows where the hell it's at?
Yep.
It's like, yeah, then you're I don't want to say you're predispositioned or predetermined, but you're like, fuck, I need to get these now. Now it becomes
Well, and it's something that keeps me engaged in collecting as well.
yeah.
It always gives me something to hunt for because he's not going to be in new releases anymore. It's not going to happen.
No.
And the only thing I'm still crossing my fingers for is to somehow end up in all these years they've had Clay signing on cards, still signing on card stuff. He still doesn't have a card in the Super Bowl set. Him and Charles Woodson, neither one of them have a Super Bowl with the Super Bowl set that Luke collected. And I don't know why. Because they sign everything else.
Yeah.
And now they've moved on to having the shiny Spectra look Super Bowl cards. And still nothing. But they've remade Driver and Nelson and Rodgers and Favre. They've remade them again in the Spectra version. It's very strange.
Yeah, you'd think, again, that it wouldn't drive a product, but when you say, hey, well, so you put Woodson and Clay in there, be like, okay, Packers fans,
we're going to go crazy for those cards.
So hopefully at some point before
I hope so.
we go tits up or whatever, Fanatics.
That's the one card I'm hoping gets made. Yeah, it's Eden. Joey would too. And I've already told Luke I won't let him have the first one. If I see it surface, I'm buying it.
Hopefully they don't go 2 over and make 52 copies or whatever. And
so far, it just seems like the only person they number is Brady. It seems to be the only guy that gets a serial number.
Vinny.
Doesn't matter. I think I have that one ingrained card that's 66. It's numbered to 66, whatever it is. It might be numbered to 66. It might be jersey number. And I think I have one more card that's 66. Other than that, nothing. And to fight that battle rather than to get the card, to me, I'd rather just get the card and be done. Mm-hmm. Because only thing you're really, we're being 66, 50 and lower, you're not going to get anything. So it's only going to be basically the cards that are like 100, 149 or over. So I'm trying to think. So even now with the print runs, I'm trying to think what they're numbered. It depends. Some things were numbered to 249 for a while, so you had a chance. Some things were numbered to 149, 99 for like OPG Platinum. But a majority of that stuff is, 99 or lower. So you have one in a shot. The problem is when you're getting one base card in a 5-card pack and there's 200 base cards, you know, I've seen out of Ultimate this year, there's the 99, there's the 30 something for the gold, and there's the black onyx. I got the first base card to 99. I grabbed that right off the rip. I have not seen the gold to 35. I just saw the second base card posted. I got it on my watch list just to see where it goes. And then I have the onyx number to 5. It got posted. I made an offer. The offer was accepted and I took it down because I knew I'd never see that to 5 again. So it's like now, and with these things, the stature stuff, there are so many people out there taking down stature. I paid less. So the black's number to 20. So that's 7 to 20 for the black base parallel. Right? The 1 to 45, the red, went for $65 more than the one number to 20. And they just reposted it because apparently they didn't pay. And only reason I know is because the picture of the portrait version, which is, so I have the red of the base. So that's numbered to 85. But the portrait version is like that. So the red portrait version is on a Topps box when it was posted. Like I said, I think it went for over $100, and now it's reposted, and it's the same card. So someone must have not paid. So we'll see what happens there. But there's another one that's going to be a tight one. There's that one and the blue one, and then I'll have everything. There's 13 cards with the base and the parallel to. There's the insert momentous, century momentous. So with that in the base, there's 13 total cards. 2 of them are 1-of-1s. So realistically, there's 11 cards to get. I have 9 of the 11. So I got 2 more to try to grab.
I like the setup of those cards.
Yeah. I especially like the portrait setup, Dave. The portrait setup is the best.
Anyways.
Shocker, it's an upper deck product, what we don't get in football. They make the best looking cards.
Mm-hmm.
These are facts. These are facts. So I will show one pickup that nobody has seen yet. I've kind of kept this one to myself.
Ooh. Extreme limited?
Yep.
24. So nice.
That's awesome.
$12.
So nice.
Wow.
ComC
No kidding.
on eBay. Yep.
Holy cow.
And it shipped the next day.
Yeah, if you're going to go off ComC, yeah, you pay the little bit more through eBay than the website, and you'll get it way faster.
But yeah, in
Missouri,
I saw this, and I was like, and I saw the serial number, and I'm going, So, of course, I go to the checklist just to make sure, because unlike everybody else, I try and avoid dupes. There may be a small handful of cards I think I would be satisfied in the event that I bought an extra. And I was like, oh, crap, I ain't got it. Yep. Bye.
that's such a great find.
So yeah, I was pretty pumped about that one. So I mean, the 4 cards, because one of them is incoming. All the guys here have seen it. Everybody will have to wait until that shows up. But of the 4 cards, it's 25 and under as far as the serial numbers have been concerned. So they're still out there, and I'm being extremely patient. And if that means I don't reach my goals for 2022, I honestly don't care. This one will be quality over quantity in that case.
Dave has seen 2 of the 3 cards I have coming in. He hasn't seen the other one.
Well, like I said, we don't chat back and forth as much as what we used. But I also started getting on you though too. It's like, stop spoiling stuff because I want to see a video. It was like, I don't want to know until you make a video. And granted, I know you don't do videos as much like most of us.
Yeah, every now and then I'll get a wild hair up my ass and I'll make one.
But you always spoiled stuff, and I did the same thing, and it gets to the point to where it's like, why do I want to watch to support you if I already know everything that's coming?
And here's what always happens. Of course, you won't be able to see because it's fucking.
Is that a 54?
56.
56.
Of course.
Is that was that Halliday and Wayno?
Yeah.
Nice. That's
cool. I think I've got 2 or 3 of those. That was same as Steve. I'm like, I don't know if I've got it, and it was like $9.99, $9.98, something like that. I'm like, fuck it.
Maybe you spent $10 worse ways.
Oh. Yeah, that's an understatement.
As have the rest of us in those cases. So, circling back to partial topic, I was thumbing through some stuff, and since we want to talk about inserts, and Eric, if you're still here, Dave, I'm sure has hockey stuff. Vinny just showed some hockey stuff. I'm sure he has some more, but from a basketball perspective, because that's really what's sitting here on the table more than anything. And Michael at least has appreciation of the sport. Sorry, there's no Garnets because you ended up with almost every single one of them I had anyways. But these also translate into football. And I know Vinny will recognize one of these, so he knows specifically exactly what I'm alluding to. But so this is like the jambalaya knockoff, if you want to call it.
They're beautiful.
They're pre-jambalaya.
But these are, I'll still call them knockoffs because these don't get the appreciation as the jambalayas do, of course. But there's 3 color variations to these. And I am almost 100% positive that these are a 1 per box deal. But don't hold me to that. I'm almost 100% positive. But this is Allen Iverson, and they have 3 colors. I don't know if the colors align the same as they do in football, Vinny, because there's red, blue, and green, if I'm not mistaken.
That was football, correct.
And blue and green are serial number 2, I think. Is it just the one?
There's red, blue, and green. Then there's blue with serial number. There's blue without serial number, and there's blue with serial number.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I couldn't remember how it was configured, but so these are just, they're cool. They're cool as hell. They're kind of flimsy, which is kind of interesting, even for the year in which they made them. But keeping in with the EX theme, star dates. I love these. I couldn't even tell you how many boxes of football I bought, but it took quite a few to build the base set of 100. And I have like a partial basketball set here, but the star dates, they're cool design. It's simple. It's not overdone by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, this is Jason Kidd. This is second year Jason Kidd. But just, pretty looking cards, nothing extravagant. And I'm pretty sure these are also like a 1 per box deal. So I'm trying to stay kind of true to form to what we were wanting to cover, but at the same time, I don't want to say I know for a fact that these are. But I'm fairly certain that the 2 that I showed were a 1 per box deal. And I'm removing myself from solo. I'm glad you got it for next to nothing, because that's because of the way that they. If it looks like this, Joey, they kind of lump that in almost into like rookie year stuff, because this is the base set for basketball. Football looks the same way. For football, it comes in as 97. Basketball, it's notated as 96, 97, which would then, of course, translate to Kobe's rookie year.
Yep.
And
they knocked that off for 16, 17, Dave, for Showcase or Ultra EX.
But there's the Iverson rookie. So you probably got the following year's star date, Joey, because they did it for a couple years. I just don't know how many years they did it for. I know they did it for at least a couple. And I know I removed myself from, but I mean, some of these you guys can see. This is another one that I've always enjoyed over the years. Not this year specific, but this actually was a gift from Bob Lewis. But rookie sensations throughout the years, I've always enjoyed them. This is Larry Johnson, but they always changed the design. It wasn't the same cookie cutter. They always kind of changed it up. But that's another one that I've always enjoyed. And sticking to the basketball theme, this happens to be another card courtesy of Bob Lewis. But early Fleer Ultra.
I like those.
I love this card.
Mm-hmm.
I love this set, and I plan on finishing it up. I pulled this card in 95 or 96 when Fleer Ultra was still like ultra cheap. And for whatever reason, I never could find it. So when I had the opportunity to pick this up from Bob to work on trying to finish up the set, then that being the biggest card. I also have the Morning, but I've enjoyed kind of going back to some of the the early 90s basketball stuff, not to the extent of like Total D or what's the other one, the big one, Scoring Kings. I'm not paying that kind of money. I'm not.
Scoring Kings is a wildly expensive set.
Which they weren't, if memory serves me right, they weren't extremely difficult to pull, though.
I think it was a 72, wasn't it?
Don't hold me to that. If I could find my basketball Beckett, because I actually pulled one myself. It wasn't Jordan, of course.
Yeah.
If I did, I probably already
one every couple boxes.
And that sounds about right. And at that time, I didn't buy it by the box. I bought it by the pack, and I happened to pull one. And I think I pulled Ewing, and I think I still have it to this day. But yeah, Joey, I thought it was one of the later years as far as the star date. Still a pretty card. Very pretty card. EX was quite inventive too, in my opinion, as far as their card designs. Maybe not the technology, but at least their designs and some of their naming conventions with some of their sets I thought was kind of cool. Or I should say nomenclature.
They were 1 in 36.
So that's 1 a box.
Yep. Scoring Kings were 1 in 36.
Yep, that's 1 a box. like I said, I didn't think they were that difficult to pull.
No.
But, at the same time, at that point in, 92, 93, that era, I mean, I was still in middle school. So you bought stuff by the pack back in those days. At least most of us did.
Yeah.
Because they were everywhere. So obviously Dave has located the box while he's still thumbing through some stuff and kind of gathering some stuff. And Michael, you're not always on the show as often. And I know you probably don't have examples, and that's fine.
No, I don't.
Which is fine. But, you even go back to the early 90s too from a collecting perspective. So, you have an appreciation of a lot of the early 90s stuff.
Big time. That's when I collected baseball.
So name a few of some of your, okay, never mind.
No, you keep talking.
Ultra Medallion.
This is the Premier Padman 94, 95. And these were, I'm fairly certain, of the one per box.
Yep.
And there's only 6 in the set, which, again, you try doing that now with all the goaltenders, or even in the later part of the 90s when you can name 3 top goalies of all time off the Hasek, Waugh, and then Brodeur. You had others, obviously, but it's like only get 6 in a set. It's like, come on now. Anyway, yeah, if I pop up there, don't deviate conversation to stuff I found that I'm thrilled with.
What would you kind of, whether it's one per box or not is irrelevant, because like I said, we're not going to claim that that's what it is, but off the top of your head, not just baseball specific either, because a lot of the baseball stuff, as we know, translated into football as well in certain situations.
Right.
What were some of your most favorite inserts of that era?
I loved, I believe it was the 96 Ultra Baseball, the hitting machines. I absolutely love those cards. And then they even had the chance of getting the gold medallion parallel of them, which was even crazier. I dug those, and then these were essentially they may have even been like one per pack. But I bought so much Score Baseball, the jumbo packs where it was 24 or 36 cards, and you got the Gold Rush cards in parallel in each one of them. I had so many of those. I just loved opening those.
Yeah, I think they came in, 94? 93 or 94?
93 sounds right.
It's no different with some of the one per pack parallels. I mean, Gold Rush may have been an insert. I can't confirm or deny that by any stretch of the imagination. But even like the one per pack parallels, there were some that were just the way that they looked. They just magnified the card.
Yeah.
I mean, 92 Bowman Gold.
Yes.
There is something about the gold foil around the border that it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I hate to use such a boring term, but they are awesome looking.
Well, I feel like those were the first ones that had a different color border. Like the complete border was all the parallel color, because you had the Topps gold cards, but it was only the team name and the player name. I feel like those Bowman Golds were the first ones that was the whole border.
And why they changed the format, because in 93 it was a rainbow foil border,
which are hideous,
which they don't do anything. I mean, you're looking at it and it's like, it's all right.
It looked like a printing error.
But you're like, really?
Oh my God, look at that thing.
That's pretty.
That is awesome.
But of course, that's got, I was going to say that's got to be something that opens. Yep.
Oh yeah.
See through. Yeah.
Just like the design. How fucking long
Yeah.
would that take?
And they had to change that printing process for every different team.
Mm-hmm. Like
Yeah,
that stuff.
a lot went into making that.
If I see that stuff, it's like if anybody, I don't care who it is, Rice, Keyshawn, Eric Molds, fucking Mario Bates, I don't care. It's like I want to get that because it's so intricate and cool that nobody's doing that today. It's, oh, look at this cool color. I changed the color. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go buy a fucking bag of Skittles. That's gonna change the color, asshole. Oh, Jesus, let's. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You can tinker with it, put a new rim on there, but god damn it, if you put the same, that's why I like when Panini's going down their hill. It's like you haven't done anything different. Oh, here's now a dumber pattern. Here's a more stupid pattern. Here's a snake skin. Here's a skid mark pattern. It's like, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. This is dumb. You're literally pandering to the idiots of the world. And there's enough stuff out there that does that.
Correct.
What year Topps Laser is that, Dave? I've
They're
never
only
seen that.
96. That's the only year they had, I think.
And I was questioning my thought process because it's like, oh yeah, Air Force One, Air Force.
I like when they put the printing technology in the acetate.
Yeah,
Again,
that was a 1 year collector's edge product too. They did 2 series.
I remember they had to play the piss out of that, I think, on the shop at home and
Okay, we're not going memorabilia here, Vinny. Seriously, you're gonna have trouble.
No, but look at how the ice, they have it cut out and the memorabilia could see through it. I mean, that's just, sorry, it's cool.
It is.
And
I'm not saying it's not, but I'm like, here we are showing inserts and stuff, and here you bust out with the freaking patch card. I was like, that's not fair.
That's beautiful.
now
Acetate die cut. Action shot with a portrait.
This thing is, I didn't even hesitate. No offer, no nothing. Just boom, buy it now. Never seen it before. These clear-cut winners are ultra hard to find. I picked this one up 2 weeks ago. Just freaking dope. That's all I can say. It's just, look at that thing.
Of course, acetate, I think, is one of all 4 of our favorite technologies. It's always in the top 5.
yeah.
Always.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that.
Yeah, that.
Do you remember?
President's Reserve is the name of that set. I was trying to figure out what that was. Aerial Assault. I got that card.
In
Beautiful.
the back, it's sort of like the Zenith.
Yeah, it reminds me of the artist Bruce or the museum collection.
Yeah, the Doofix technology.
Yep. Back with that acetate die cut, didn't baseball have like I believe it was an upper deck set. Was it called Bound for Glory? Where it had a scalloped edge like that, and they were acetates maybe numbered out of 1,000. That seems a little high. Maybe they were out of like 250 or something.
Yeah. There's I know because I've got.
I'm gonna have to look that up because I can't remember.
I've got the Piazza of it too, and that's the thing. It's like, but it's in my war chest of cards over there. I'm like, I don't know.
Hey, Paul.
I found it. It's called Amazing Greats is what it was called. And the base card was numbered out at 2,000. And then there's a die cut version of it.
To 250.
Yeah. I think 250.
I almost bought, so for whatever reason I stumbled across that. It was like, I remember that set, Clear Cuts, if I'm not mistaken, or Clear Cut. Clear Shots. That's what it is. Why I started looking for those cards is beyond me, but it was one in which I remember, and I almost picked up almost the whole set, and I forgot about it. And they're fairly reasonable,
Yes.
but the design is like, you've got the acetate, but then you also have kind of like the I don't want to call it etched foil, but
It's like a mirror type. It's almost like the 97, 98 Pinnacle totally certified mirror platinum. It's almost like that type of
that's a yeah. I was going to say that's a pretty good comparison. See, I like the older first day issues though.
yes, it won't shine.
Yeah, but it's like the starburst. I mean, you see the starburst aspect to it. It's just a cool design. But is it 90? What year was it? 91 or 92 finest or top stadium club first day issue that had the stamp, but it was like a hollow stamp.
Three.
Was it 3? Okay.
Where they had that little silver rectangle, like first day issue.
Mm-hmm.
I may or may not have picked one up for you, Steve, in an auction last night.
Oh, okay. I pulled one out of a box. I think the first day issues were 1 per box in that year.
Maybe a couple per box, but it
I
wasn't.
I only got one in mine.
Okay.
And maybe I didn't buy a box. At that time, 93, I still wasn't buying stuff by the box. But it was, and I don't want to butcher his name, but it's Tiji. Did he go by TJ? Tiji, maybe, but it was Armstrong. Played for the Buccaneers, I think.
Okay. I remember him. I don't.
Triumvirate Atomics. You're gonna make freaking DC happy to see that one.
That's still a Bledsoe I need to pick up.
There's still one of the variation TDs that I need.
That's a great one right there.
Rookie roll call?
Nope.
It's starring roll.
Oh, starring roll. Okay.
Rookie roll call was Zenith Pinnacle.
It was, but I couldn't fully see it. My eyes are getting bad.
Gaudy, what the hell is that? Pigskin 2000. Here you go. Michael will be happy now. It's almost like a Sportflex.
Hell yes.
Then
I think those were 1 per box. Old Team Pinnacle.
Those Team Pinnacles are so cool. All the cool Favres. I don't even remember that one.
artist proof there.
Yeah,
Some
for $1.
Then
How cool was that? What is that?
acetate 96. They had the 4 levels of I know I've got the other one somewhere in here because I made sure that was one. There it is. That I wanted to buy them because that was at the time I never gotten any of them. I think there's one more. Because then you have like this. That's like to commemorate the MVP season from '95.
I love that card.
And then you have the hot numbers out of
yeah.
Yeah, that's trippy.
Yeah, it is.
And then again, take it with plastics horse shit.
I remember those. I remember the leather cards.
And that was like there's different tiers of redemptions. So you had the 1 in 36, the 1 in whatever 72, 1 in 144, and I think 1 in 288. And I without the Beckett being in front of me, I don't remember which one was which, but it was all to commemorate the 95 MVP season.
Simple design, but die cut. One of my favorite sets.
That platinum portrait looks awesome.
Yeah, one of my favorite sets as well. Same year that they go ape shit in basketball for.
Yep.
That sums up Favre right there.
It's got the action pack, but it's more
It's
embossed.
embossed.
Like the football, instead of football around the.
It's got dimples.
Yep. And the embossed gold.
Field Generals, that's a great card.
Another super
That's
tough.
something I wish I would have started buying about 5 years ago, was those finest gold refractors.
Oh,
the
God.
embossed die cuts. I wish I would have started buying those 5 years ago, because now you just StarQuest 4-star.
Yep. He's in the Favre box.
Yeah, he is.
Platinum.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's a nice card. See, I know some of these because
that's one I need to go buy just because it's in the Acme throwback and it's all that Dufex.
I have the berry.
That Sports Cards magazine. I remember seeing that fucking card, and I'm like, oh my God, I'll pay any amount for it. And it took how many years to get that goddamn thing out of Sky Motion, Galaxy Team, or whatever it was, Team Galaxy. Insert Platinum Blue, Revolution.
Gotta love Platinum Blue parallels. One of my favorite parallel versions of product.
I have the Reggie White like that, and it's jersey numbered 92 out of whatever it is. It was given to me as a gift from Jesus, why did I just go blank on his name?
Because you were talking about it.
That's exactly what it is. That's embarrassing. I feel bad, but he's not watching, so.
Night games. Those were nice.
There's a Prism version of that, friend, too.
Yep.
There's the
TV sales, predictors.
The funny part about all this is, like, you hear all these guys talking about, I don't have a museum. Well, your database of cards is, about 150 cards in a market of 1 billion cards. What you're seeing now, ladies and gentlemen, and people of all ages, is the museum. This is called seeing everything that was ever made.
Yep.
They make $100 off $1,000 card. These are cards when you bought them for 50 cents. Now they're worth a ton.
I've never seen that card. That is badass.
That is cool. It's almost like a marsupial.
And most people probably have no idea what the hell a marsupial is.
No.
I know for a fact somebody had one the other day. And what are you hitting me for?
That's out of Leaf Rookies and Stars. I know that insert set.
Someone had the other day, and they were like, I don't know what this is, but it's pretty cool. I'm like, I
So
think I'll
from
leave
an
the department.
So from an education perspective, Cardsupials, they had the full size card. Okay. And I'm showing like my fingers here, like they can see because Dave's on screen. So they have the regular standard card, and then in the back there's a cutout. And they have a mini version of the card. And it's the same take on like a marsupial or a kangaroo.
Mm-hmm.
And the small card goes into the slit in the back of the card. And each player has a big card and basically a miniature. Cool concept. Finesse.
I've never seen this one because they're supposed to be an acetate, but then there is in that Beckett, I think, a hollow foil. Because I remember buying these boxes at Kmart for like $20 and pulling a couple, and they were acetates.
There's you a freaking die cut finest.
That's a great one right there.
Finest was always so tough sometimes. Oh, proteges. I remember those. No.
I added that 95 Z Team Brett Favre to my saved eBay list.
I have that card.
Eddie George.
Intimidation Nation. One per case.
Here's the private stock. The game used photo
Game
shoot,
date. Oh, okay.
and they're numbered.
To the jersey.
Is that Jeremy Shockey?
Yep.
It is.
What an underrated guy that he was. He had those 3 or 4 years where he was just so dominant.
Yep. All it took was that one preseason play of him bulldozing a dude, and his career just took off.
Yep.
Rave. Gotta love raves.
Yep.
I've got a couple other favorites that are tough.
Yeah, Shockey was like the Gronkowski of that era.
Correct.
Yep.
Here's the fifth Favre, Michael.
Oh. That's
What is that?
That's the other Favre from that redemption set.
Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I sure the hell I'd never seen that one.
Yeah.
Mother Mercy, that's awesome looking.
Of course, you can't read, but yeah, they're not expensive. That's something. Again, I think I spent maybe like $30 on all 5. And this one, you can just tell by
That's an old slab.
you can watch the truck race.
Yeah.
But that's like a 1 per case deal too. Another old school slab.
Mirror images. Refractor. That is the refractor. It's not the atomic, is it?
That Favre and Elvis Gerbach.
Nope, Favre. Yeah, we got Gerbach's on there. Bledsoe.
Pull that one back out real quick, Dave. That is the standard refractor. It's not the atomic, right?
No, it's standard.
That has freaking damn good color, because something that I hate about the 2 copies that I have, because Terrell Davis is in that set too. Both the refractor and the atomic, it's like they're dull. I don't get it. If I didn't have a crap ton of stacks of stuff on my boxes, I'd start pulling out other stuff.
Are you saying those are the original 2015 Chrome Supers?
No.
Not that bad.
Clear vision. Varying serial numbers. Oh, that's a cool one.
Zoning
Oh,
commission.
zoning commission.
Again, a cheap fucking card, but it's got that same
Oh,
sort
yeah.
of
Star
gem
Factor.
look on it.
They have a. Is it a Pulsar? That serial number to 50?
There's something that's like a more limited. I don't remember what, but I know there's something that's super limited.
Pro Bowls. Pacific Pro Bowl cards were just freaking sweet because they always had a theme associated to them,
The best.
and they were always die cut or laser cut.
This is your one per pack. I think there were one per pack. The special effects.
Yeah, Bob sent me one of those of Mecklenburg, I think. And I didn't even know those things existed until he sent me one. Gold refractor. Mystery finest.
Sorry.
Oh, so
I remember you telling me about the story behind these cards.
you can rub it in my face all you want, Dave, but you go remember a few shows back. Yeah, I've got two of them. Bob had mentioned a card that he had set aside that we had talked about and everything else, and I couldn't figure it out at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I ended up figuring it out, but I'm not going to spoil it. But I kind of spoiled it. It's the 93 Pinnacle Rookies Bledsoe that he had set aside because I had talked about it all those times. Only I figured it out months later, but hey, one of the better Z team designs in my opinion.
This was I remember this was a cheap win. It was at 11 in the morning, I think, somewhere in there.
Oh, the gold version running mates numbered to 10? Yeah.
Wow. Holy crap.
Yeah, you don't see those either.
No, because I think, and again, because there's 20 cards, series 1 and 2. I want to say one was to 100, the first 10 or last 10, and vice versa, the others were to 10. So it's like trying to find that stuff again all the years later.
Yeah, I remember you sharing that
That's beautiful.
the Running Men one, and I was like, no, you didn't. Because I'd never seen the one with TD ever.
No, I think I got the Natron one too, in the same seller, because I'm like, well, if I'm gonna get that one, you may as well fucking get the other.
But President's Reserve, it was a one and done.
And I wish I would have kept going because I've had so much.
That was Dot Matrix, wasn't it?
Yes.
See, some of these I can remember. I actually remember the names.
Stadium,
of course, I think Michael's about to pass out.
It's a possibility. The what if?
Only we can see you, Michael. Just know that nobody else can see you. You're on mute, by the way, but nobody else can see that you're kind of.
Yeah, I was reading.
Well, I knew you were doing something because I could see you had your hand on your head as you were like looking at your phone.
Yeah. I was messaging Smitty.
How is he doing?
That dude does nothing but work.
No,
What was that?
That's that Ultra, Stars? Rising Star that's out in 95. That's the gold medallion.
Nice.
I thought that was the gold medallion version, but I couldn't remember what the set is.
Forbes got one of those too. I got it.
And unfortunately, TD missed out on some of the cool 95 stuff since he was a rookie.
Say something. I shouldn't have taken this case.
Z-Team. Either people are enjoying the eye candy or they're falling asleep.
Could be both.
I enjoy the eye candy because some of this stuff.
Some of the stuff I've never seen, and then the others are ones that I remember seeing, like in the Beckett's top 10.
Yep.
I mean, that kind of stuff. That's it's cool. And then I see ones that I forget that I knew of.
It's the nostalgia aspect. We talk about it all the time.
100%. And it seeing stuff like this just makes me want to go back and buy all the Alex Rodriguez stuff I couldn't afford when I was collecting him. Because now I can, because his prices came way down.
Right. And we got a doggo in the frame in Vinny's.
I always wanted one of the diamond producers that had the black felt around the edges and the wood backing.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted. I have a Reggie White, Kevin Green NFC Championship game used ball card like that one you just showed.
And that's one I've got. I think it's Terrell and Natron.
It would have been the one with the diamond in it.
I don't have that one. I've looked for it,
I do.
but it's not.
Oh, that's freaking cool as shit. What year is that?
97.
Say Total Mirage.
Total Impact.
Oh, Impact.
The Skybox Impact. I think this was a one every couple boxes.
That's a cool ass freaking card, man. I'd never seen one of those before. See, this is why I enjoy sometimes being at clear cuts.
I know the 101 is, but I just don't want to pay $120 for it.
Here's the problem, though, Dave. There's multiple 101s. They're not 101s.
Yep. That scoreboard ships all.
Yeah, I've seen three different 101s of the clear cuts.
Yeah, I've seen a Favre that looks like an X around a circle that's is numbered 101. And I saw it on eBay several different times, and it was never an obscene amount of money, which made me always feel like maybe it's not that special of a 101. That's freaking crazy.
I have a Brunel like that. That's out of Pacific.
Nope, this is Donruss.
Oh, yeah, Donruss 97.
I've never seen those.
That's sort of in the, like this Steve said before, the Cardsupio.
Mm-hmm.
Same kind of concept. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you have a silk by chance?
Of course, I've got the hockey ones. I don't know where the hell they are. Because I know that I've got 2 or 3 cool ones. I might have Bledsoe's. Was this the Royal Connections? That was another one. It's like a one in 73.
Pacific and their innovation, silks. They were literally like a 5x7.
Yeah, somewhere in there. If not like a 4x6.
Yeah, something in that realm. Yeah, but they were called silks, and it was an insert set, and I don't even know how to explain it, but they're cloth.
Yeah, it's real. It's really flimsy.
Yep. And if you got one, they came folded in the pack because of course it wouldn't fit any other way. And those things frayed so bad.
There's the red version. There's a pink or a magenta, a red, a blue, a green. And I don't know if there's another color. But these were all like 5% of the print run, each color. Super tough to find.
I've never seen that card either.
Skybox Premium Pay Dirt in 95.
Yeah.
It was a super easy pull. It was like 1 in 8, 1 in 6. But again, you get, and then the foil on the bottom is just, I think, gold. There's you won't see it. The Mirage. Right there. Or third and long, right over his.
Yeah. Unusual parallels of certain things that you see in the Beckett you normally don't ever see.
No, that's a super popular insert in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
97 Skybox Premium. What is that out of?
Proline 2 Intense.
So it's
Oh,
one of
it's a
the
phone card. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
phone card.
If you look right there, 7 of 24.
Wow.
So
What a ridiculously weird card.
But so cool.
Yeah.
Let those flippers. What's a phone card? If you only knew, child. If you only knew. There's a memorabilia card. Well, why isn't nobody yelling at
25
Dave?
of 25.
and then I got 2. I know I bought these from I think some guy when it's 2 bricks. I don't even know what's in them.
You hadn't even looked at them, Dave?
I see Eric. Eric's saying something with something. What do you want to see, Eric? You want to see a goalie?
Yeah, but I can't argue against his statement though.
No, he doesn't get hit by Mo Lewis.
Tom Brady doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Well, he may have existed later, but
It would have been a minute because Bledsoe had just signed like $100 million contract.
God, Bledsoe was my first player collection.
Hey, there's those Bowman.
93.
Looks like oil that's on the ground and water, or just oil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, what were you thinking?
Probably a little better than the Proline Bledsoe with skis.
Autographed?
No, just a regular.
I was just curious.
I wish. I don't know if he had one. Again, that's one. I don't know. When I think of 93 Bledsoe, I think of 2 cards, and that's literally it. That's the only 2 that I think of. SP, Pinnacle Rookies. After that, I'd say, wow,
That's me.
it's like that literally is it. So remember,
Those were always the top two. And when I was able to snag my first SP rookie, I was like, one down, one to go.
Yeah.
3 more Bowman in that brick. A lot of Pro Set Power, Score, Upper Deck. Again, I know I remember getting these, but at the same
The
time,
question is, Dave, the Pro Set Power, are they all regular or do you have any of the gold parallel? That's wild card chrome. Wow.
I think
You
that
know,
might
Pro
be
Set Power had the regular and there's a gold parallel. The power is gold.
because the regular ones, the sort of like hollow foil or whatever, you can primetime rookie.
That's a nice one.
'Cause yeah, here's the regular base power where you can.
Yep.
It's sort of in the vein of the first day production, which is one that I still need to pick up, the classic draft, the LP to 45,000 limited print.
Back in those days, it was.
The power pick to 80,000.
I had a bunch of cards from there because I bought a lot of those boxes from KB Toy Stores.
Mm-hmm.
Classic
Right.
4 Sports.
So fun to fucking rip that open.
Yeah, because it was a ginormous box and it was like $10 or $15.
That, and you usually got like an auto per box.
Yeah. And I remember the Classic Images product as well. And those Classic Images, the chromes that were numbered out of, or limited print out of so many, like one out of 7,000 or 10,000 or something like that. They were beautiful.
Pacific Prisms.
Yep.
That card dances.
And that was the base set design.
Yeah.
1 year. That was not an insert. I remember that card.
Then, of course, the
Gold.
Topps Gold.
That's one I don't have.
That is true, Eric.
Like you said, Dave, about doing a checklist or whatever. Do you have 2 of them?
3.
Multi-
One will go in your pile.
I need to do my Bledsoe checklist.
There was when I was growing up on the Air Force Base, there's a youth center, and on Friday nights you go up there and they have the gym open and foosball and pool table and everything. Go play basketball and whatnot. It was all for the kids, and they had a little snack bar that sold 93 Topps baseball packs in it, and I would spend all my money on those. You got 1 gold per pack. And I remember the greatest night was opening up, and I pulled the Kevin Mitchell gold of him one hand barehanding the fly ball. I thought that was the coolest card ever.
Here's the second tin. There's another one. There's 4. Another Pacific.
Yeah, like I said, I need to. Well, what I need to do is do a 1 month OPG for Beckett, so I can actually export the 93 checklist.
That's a good looking card.
If I've got that one.
Speaking of that set, Michael, I just bought 4 boxes of the 92-93 version of hockey for that because the first year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And then I got
Redemption.
Yep.
That's the checklist card.
Can't remember. It had to have been 8 months ago, Steve. We were talking. I got that vendor box, 92-93
Bowman?
Topps.
Oh, I thought it was Bowman.
No, it was Topps. And probably 30 or 40 cards in there were gold. So, and I haven't cracked that thing open yet. So I'm curious to see what gold cards I have in there.
Yeah, that redemption set, Optichrome. That redemption set, Dave, that's one that I mean, I have the whole set, but I want to find it in sealed
Mm-hmm.
because back in '93, I didn't take as good a care of stuff.
I don't think anything did.
No.
LP or 63,400 only.
Yeah, that's not one I've ever seen though either, though, Dave.
Oh, to Force Sport, that, like Michael said, I fucking what the hell? What Kmart? Our Kmart had them for, I think, either $29.99 or $39.99 for the box. And again, this was like the year later in the year, maybe. So if that would have come out before the draft or right around the draft, no, a lot are and I don't know, Eric, if this was because I, at the time, oh, rookie lot. I'm like, okay, I'll just put like a $20 bid on it because there's X amount of cards obviously in. I'm like, again, I if I could update my brain price guide and remind myself that, hey, not all these Bledsoes are $8 or $10 anymore or whatever, that would be good. But at the same time, it's like I probably paid under $30 for, and most of those are all rookies. There's a couple other years, but that's all rookie year stuff. And you saw there's a variety. It wasn't just like 200 tops cards and a couple gold and hey, we're done. All that classic stuff, people scoff at it now. Well, one in 84,000 or one in 42,000. Fuck, to hit one of those, you don't. If they weren't there, they don't remember the Roman Hammerlick. They don't remember the Ishmael. They don't remember the Monobrium. They don't remember Shaq, Weber, Mashburn, fucking Penny Hardaway, Bledsoe, Meyer, Bettis.
Weber.
A-Rod was in that Force Sport too.
Which is why I was buying it all.
It just a clean design. Some of the pictures where you could tell if it was like somebody at like Fullerton. I think when Phil Nevin got drafted, it wasn't like a super crisp, clear picture. But if it was a Florida State guy, a Kentucky guy, a Duke guy, a Kentucky guy, you saw clear pictures.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that stuff at the time, if it was a collegiate release, like Wild Card or Star Picks, a lot of that shit was just, it's like we sneezed as we were taking a picture and they said, fuck it, that's good enough. We'll go with it.
There was one hockey card in that I was chasing, and that was because there used to be a franchise called the Kansas City Blades hockey team, and I got to go watch them a few times as a kid, and there was a guy on the team with one amazing mullet named Dodie Wood, who I believe set the all-time mark for penalty minutes. It seemed like he was a fighter and loved watching him, but he was in that Force Sport product.
Okay.
So that was one that was fun to pull when I was a kid because I knew who he was.
And that was the fun part about the classic hockey when Derek Plant got drafted by Buffalo. It's like, fuck, that was like the first athlete that you went to somewhere to, hey, can I get your autograph? Are you signing at the Play It Again Sports in Superior? I mean, we met, I think, Al Noga and then Dolman at a Timberwolves game, but that was informal. That's like my dad in the bag saying, hey, let's go meet these guys. Probably doing the same thing I do with Naomi. If I got a kid with me, they ain't going to fucking turn me down. So, but Plant was the first guy I went and spent $10 to get the autograph on the classic card or whatever. And it's just like, if you see these guys or you hear of them, and you're like, hey, that guy's from my area. That's fucking cool. Because, I mean, there's not a lot of that. It's not like we live in Miami. And it's like, man, they got people here, there, and everywhere coming out. that four sport, that's the thing I think people, would they gravitate towards it? Probably not. Again, it'd still be a niche type product, but holy God, that you talk about, and not, you don't have to have every top prospect in there.
No.
Have your top guys, but then smatter it with some other. It doesn't need to be the top 30 projected picks. Have your top 10-ish guys, and then go from there. I mean, if it's sport specific, that's one thing, but it wasn't. So that's for sport.
Yeah, he's let me see if I can get it. He's even in his Kansas City Blades uniform in the card picture. Yeah. He played for the San Jose Sharks. He actually, I didn't remember him ever making it up to the pros.
You'll have to see if they got a pro card.
He does. He has, and that's how I found it here on eBay. He was in 95, 96 Upper Deck and 93, 94 Parkhurst in a Sharks uni.
A Parkhurst might not be bad if you can find that emerald.
Yeah, it's an emerald one, $1.99 to $4. He's $1.99 plus 99 cents shipping.
Should be a penny, but I digress.
Yeah. Yep. Right there she is, the emerald. Oh.
I swear I have that card. I'm gonna go look.
Are you?
That should probably be in one of my Parkhurst boxes. So remind me, Doty. Okay, I got it.
Doty Wood.
Doty Wood. I'm gonna look for that card for you. So don't spend $2 yet.
Okay.
Don't break the bank.
Awesome.
Hey Dave, the Dominators, that was one a box, right?
See, with all that serial numbered shit in Donis, they never gave SPRs. No stated print run or stated like odds.
So they were about one a box, right?
I believe so, but nothing was ever really. Like I said, hey, this is one a box. You usually got like one serial numbered a box. Sometimes you didn't. It was probably like a 1 in, what would it be, like a 1 in 50 type pull?
Yeah,
somewhere
one every 2. Throw me up there. I got a good set to show. I finished this one, putting it together. So this is 96, 97 Dominators. So you got Carey, Brodeur, and Beezer. Then you got Jocelyn Thibault, Osgood, and Javi Bolin. They're just beautiful cards.
Yeah, they are.
Then you got Shelley, Coffee, and Bork. This is the nicest year of Dominators, I think.
They fit so much in there.
Then here's the Skyline. This is the year that Francis had 119 points, Yags had 149, and Lemieux had 161.
Jesus.
Name me another friggin' line that's got over, 400 and some points. This card, I love this card. And then we got Lindros, Gretzky, and Arnott. And to all those crazy people who love to see Wayne in a Blues jersey. Then we got Gilmore, Clark, and Turgeon, Pierre. Then Mogilny, Pavel Bure, and Trevor Linden. So a whole Canuck card. I don't know which dog's doing that.
I had to mute you to see if it was mine.
So then you got Korea, Solani, and Kachuk. And then Mikey Moe, Roenick, and Fedorov. And these are all numbered to 5,000. And then lastly, you got Daze, Koivu, and Jovocop. The name that Steve can't pronounce.
Ed Jovanowski.
Yep. And then for Eric, I'll give you here. Let me get another card. First, I'll show you these because these came in. Check out that patch. That's numbered to 15.
I've always liked artifacts.
This card was $10. Numbered to 25 mirror gold. A Pavel. It's a 2-color, but pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah, it is. I'm always a sucker for certified.
Yep, and here's your 2. There you go, Eric. There's a number to 50 out of artifacts. You got Lemieux and Gretzky because I had no Lemieux and Gretzky shared game use cards, so this takes care of that. And then this bad boy, which I never knew existed. This is out of 0809 UD Collector's Choice, which I didn't even know. Cup Quest. And these are a print run of 100.
I've never seen those at all.
Neither have I. And now I'm like, I even asked Dave, I'm like, what the Hades is this? And he's like, so we looked it up, and there's like a chase series of cards in there of a bunch of people, but the short prints is this one that are numbered to 100.
And you got a Jim Mint 10 copy, which is crazy out of Collector's Choice.
Yeah. And look at the certs, relatively new.
Right, yeah, that's newly slabbed.
I mean, I've never seen this card raw. I snagged this up off, I think, 4 Sharp Corners. And I'm just like, that is one sharp looking card out of Collector's Choice, which is like not your most premium set, but that's one sharp looking card.
Yeah, it is.
So there you go, Eric. That gives you your fix for the week. Oh, I like those too. Lemieux doesn't have any of those, but man, are those sharp.
Yeah, those products were wild. I remember I only got like maybe 3 or 5 packs of the baseball ones ever. What is that one called? Oh, Fire on Ice. I see it now.
Those are so tough to get.
And then if we're showing one Gretzky Blues card, I got to show the other.
Artist proof.
The
Dealer's choice.
Ah,
We touched on artist proofs in the one episode, and Dave pulled that one out.
I've never even heard of that one.
Super tough. Vinny actually read the entire notations associated with that year's scores, artist proofs, and dealers stuff, and it's a lot to digest. That was for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically you got one of the golden blades. We've got them all from the episode still here. You got one of these friends, like a decoder ring. And you put it over like the on the back of the golden blades right here. There's like the hell is it? Like the old TV screen. Hey, it's end of the night. It's just that black fuzz.
Mm-hmm.
So you put this thing over it.
Oh.
And it says, hey, it's a winner. So then the dealer gets something, or he sends it in. You get the card back. I think you get 2. You got the artist proof variation, and then you got the dealer got the dealer's choice. But I mean, more than likely, if the dealer isn't a dickhole, it's your card. You fucking hold it. I mean, you pay him for the shipping or whatever. But yeah, I mean, those, and they're just a hair thicker. And there's some other variation I think Vinny read off too. Where there's like, it's just a fucking cluster where you gotta really know what you're looking for, because it's something's just like a hair thicker cardstock wise than like the other thing, which is the same. If something like you pull out of a pack like that artist proof and the one you get with the dealer's choice are just a smidge different. But if you don't have them next to each other and you're looking at the thickness of the card, you're completely I don't know. I have no idea. It's all the same.
Here's your another gold refractor, Michael.
That's a pretty great one.
With the deckled edge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a monster card.
Yeah, I've had this one I got this last year, I think. But yeah.
Is that a 99?
Or 2000, one of the two.
Yeah, I was like, my eyes are terrible, so don't give me the line. But of course, they have a base refractor and then the gold refractor variation.
Mm-hmm.
But I was pretty pumped to finally get that one because I had the base and the refractor forever in a day.
Well, yeah, because you're going to be fighting with collectors on the other two guys as well.
Yep. And of course, Dave's favorite. You can take me back down. Oh, now you want to. This is, I think, 99 or 2000. It's one of the later years because it's serial number to 299. But
yeah,
Kramer's Choice. Beautiful. Beautiful. I was trying to see if I had anything else that was kind of worth showing in some of the stacks that I hadn't integrated. Here's one that's, I'm pretty sure, Dave, you've shown one of these at one point in time, but the ornaments.
Mm.
And yes, it still has the string on it, actually hanging off the tree.
I pulled one of those out of a baseball pack. I pulled JD Drew. I think I don't think his was a stocking. I think it was one of the Christmas bulbs.
Yep.
I mean, a cool idea, cool concept. It's nothing. Not that people are going to go hang them on their tree. I mean, some people may have, but it's one of those in which it was just different.
Right. I would now. I would go on Cumsey and buy up a bunch of cheap ones and put them on a tree.
Snow globe.
Yeah, the pack that I bought. Actually, I didn't. I take that back. It wasn't even a pack that I bought. It was in one of those Walmart big, huge, fat candy canes, shoved full of all different products. And I pulled the JD Drew ornament, and then I pulled a Rick Ankiel like Scout's Choice autograph or something, or locker room signature, something like that, out of there. I pulled the Rick Ankiel auto.
And being down there, that's a pretty easy if you wanted to get rid of them. That's quick.
I loved those jumbo candy canes. I knew I would get one every year at Christmas and rip open the country gold packs.
That's definitely a Pacific card of some kind.
Mike Knuble. Love the
showing some refractorage there, Dave, even though they're not refractors. God, I love that card.
Wow. That one isn't, because
Sorry, I'm bringing Michael on full screen because that card is freaking.
The rainbow foil on these are so cool. That's the veteran ticket numbered out of 10 acetate.
Yeah, I was hoping, and I don't follow a lot of the newer products, but there's always certain card designs that I wish Terrell Davis had.
Yeah, it would have been awesome if they would have put him in the veteran ticket set.
Yep. And
they still may.
It's possible because Panini keeps putting out his stuff all the time.
Yep. I have. Let me see here. I have. All of them minus the 101. That's the base. That one is the ticket stub, which are typically numbered to jersey number, but Clay is short printed to 15. You got the die cut there at the top. And then the playoff ticket, which is super shiny and rainbowy. It's numbered 10 of 10. Then there is the championship ticket, which is somehow shinier, even more so than those ones. And this one's out of 5. And then there was the very first ever Contenders cracked ice of any kind of Clay in a Packers uniform. This card was a must-have whenever the product released. But the thing I liked, a little detail, is they made the acetates a different photo than all the rest.
Which is a nice added touch.
Absolutely. And that is I have never seen the 101 Surface. I keep waiting for that one because I'm going to pay a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took all the way until that year, even though Clay came into the league in 2009 and they started making cracked ice in 2012. It took all the way to that product before he had a cracked ice. Made no sense. He was in all the college products, so he had tons of USC Trojan cracked ice, but no Packer uniform.
It's. I always used to assume, and I don't like to assume, but that the reason why Terrell Davis still was being thrown into newer products was because of Hackler at Panini. Because Hackler is a huge Denver Broncos fan. Huge.
Makes sense.
Always been an Elway guy. Always appreciated Terrell Davis. I mean, let's be real. I mean, Terrell Davis is the reason Denver won back-to-back Super Bowls. And if anybody says otherwise, I'm going to call him a liar. You better come up with a pretty good other reason.
Oh, yeah. John Elway owes his legacy to Terrell Davis.
Absolutely. But, with him leaving, but they are inundating him in almost every release.
Yeah.
He has an autograph or a jersey or a patch, but they're all player worn. So, of course, I would snip them to save my life. But I always attributed it to him being at Panini. And now that he's gone, then again, I guess all of this stuff could be just the remnants of
right. Yeah. The logistics of making these products is they're planned a year or 2 to 3 in advance for sure.
So I'm hoping, that at some point they do something in Contenders from an autograph perspective outside of like a subset or an insert set autograph, which he has. Yeah. I still wish I would have got the 24 karat gold ticket. I was a player on it, but I couldn't justify spending $600 and something on it, but I was close.
Yeah. Well, what was the gold price on that was probably pretty close.
It was, and that's what a lot of people were basing their pricing.
It's 1 troy ounce, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were all redemption
Yep.
And it got listed twice. It got listed twice. The first person didn't pay, and it got relisted. So I'm like, okay, I have a better chance at this.
Mhm.
And I went even higher than what I did the second time, and I still missed it. I'm like, that sucked, because I would have driven my ass to Panini and went and picked it up.
Hell yes.
So
I know Luke has a silver one of Von Miller, and it's so cool. It's the only one I've seen in person.
Yeah, because they're encased. They're encased specifically.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cool concept and a cool idea. It goes back to precious metals.
Yeah,
but it was still. I'm not saying it was innovative, because with precious metals, you actually still got the card colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
gold tickets for that year of contenders. The whole card was gold.
Yep.
So it was just, it was a cool concept, and the fact that you were really doing it more from the gold pricing perspective than you were for the card itself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not one that I regret, but I wish I would have been a bigger player, I guess.
Yeah.
But beggars can't be choosers, and hindsight's 2020. So.
Oh, and we can't have them all.
No, but when I first heard that they were doing that, that was like one of the highest things on my radar. Because I can't. Was it 2011, 2010, or 2011? I think is when they did it.
I don't remember. It may have been 20. It may have been 2012. It seems like a lot of innovative stuff that they started doing was 2012 with that rookie class, with Andrew Luck and those boys coming in, RG3. They pumped out a lot of stuff that year. But it could have been a 2011, because 2011 was the first year of Gold Standard, and that's what had the little gold discs in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think that's why I'm leaning towards 2011.
Yeah.
Only because I was more interested than with trying to go after all the gold standard.
Now, I can't remember because it's been a while. Were those first years of those, did they have the same design as the regular set, or were they completely different?
I don't remember, because they were all redemptions. So,
well, the reason I ask is because 2011 was the weird year where they went horizontal and didn't have championship tickets. They were front row, were the 101s. It was an odd set, and they went parallel. The cards themselves were parallel, and I don't think there were veterans. I don't remember there being veterans in that set. But
yeah, I'm trying to do a peek and see if I can find it specifically.
I feel like in the base set it was all rookies.
2011 had veterans, because I was just looking at 2011 and there Chad Henne popped up.
Okay.
So I'm peeking to see if I can find it. Y'all can, of course, keep chit-chatting about whatever. I know we just surpassed the 2-hour mark, I think.
That's a great looking card.
Golden tickets.
Yeah, Peter Forsberg.
So golden tickets was 2012.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what felt right to me, because I'm pretty sure they did all those things were built around Luck and RG3 and those boys.
So yeah, 2012. Only a 52 card set.
Can't make out the word, but you can start to see the letters. Yeah, I can see that there's something there, but I can't make out what it says.
This one says, if you push it against there, it says Sorry, try again.
Okay.
No, Michael, they started actually. Well, these are called black golden tickets, but that was 2011.
I don't know those.
Aaron Rodgers had one.
2011 black golden ticket.
That's what yep. And then 2012, and then they also did it in 2013. And that's the ones that I was thinking of. So it's 2013 because these are all showing as exchanges.
Yep, I just found 2011 playoff contenders black golden ticket. I just found the Andre Johnson listed. Yep, that would have been the first year.
Terrell Davis. And I know he had one too, golden ticket. But for whatever reason, it's not winning. So yeah, black golden ticket, 2011 was the only year that they did it for him. So
It was a complete design all its own. It was not like the set itself. They look cool. I remember them. Man.
Yeah, I had two chances. But, at the same time, I never thought that I would end up with both 101s out of Gold Standard for that year either. And I have them both. The only card I'm missing from Gold Standard 2011 is the freaking black number to 10 of the base card. I've never seen it.
I think I have 4 out of the 10 of Clay.
Shut up. I've never seen it. So if anybody happens to stumble across it, 2011 Gold Standard, it's the black parallel. It's numbered to 10. If you find it, I will love you forever in a day.
And they're really pretty too, Steve.
I wouldn't know. I've never seen one. I've never seen other than yours. That's the only time I've ever seen it. You showed them on video.
I don't even know it. I can't remember if there were 101s. I know there were 101s in the product, but I don't remember base card 101s.
There were not that I'm aware of, because the 2 101s I have are both autographs.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I know I have, it's 10, 25, and 99 or 199 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Because I have everything else, literally everything else I have, but that one stinking card to having the full, complete run of 2011 Gold Standard.
It's my bedtime too. I didn't realize it was 10 o'clock.
Well, I sent a message. I was like, we're coming up on the 2 hour mark. Now we're coming up on the 2 hour, 15-minute mark.
Yeah. Yeah, I just clicked on the private chat where you said it was coming up on 2 hours, but I just didn't look at the time.
Yeah, I'm usually the timekeeper, so we've been trying to keep episodes between 2 hours and 2.5 hours, especially since we started back late at 7:35. Just trying to be cognizant of everybody's time, and of course, Dave needing to get to bed earlier than the rest of us normally.
Yeah, he gets up before the rest of us. I'll get up at 4:45 tomorrow.
Well, you're not too far off from him then.
We'll be at work for about an hour by then.
Yeah.
And Joey, you mean, as you go back to this, Gold Standard or Flawless? Because I remember Flawless, the hype for like the diamonds, the rubies, all that shit.
Gold Standard had them for the Super Bowls. The Super Bowl cards had diamonds in them.
Okay.
They had diamond autographs, and then they had, for the individual players, they put a diamond in them. And then for the teams, they put the number of diamonds in there for the number of Super Bowls they had won.
Similar to what Flawless did years later.
Correct.
Logo. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, because Joey has one of the Packers ones where it has the I think they were numbered out of 5, the team cards were. They didn't. I thought it was odd that they didn't number them out of the number of Super Bowls they had won. I think they were okay. It's out of 4. Okay, there you
I'm
go.
pretty sure Luke has one.
So
too.
I guess it was numbered out of the number of Super Bowls.
I'm pretty sure Luke has one too.
He might, and I'm pretty sure Luke has one of the Terrell Davis autograph with the diamonds.
Yeah, I don't like Luke when I have to when I like some of the stuff that he has. I love it because if it's in a Denver Broncos collection, so I can appreciate it. What's going on,
Right.
Paul? So from that perspective, I'm not bitter, but I'm glad there's times in which it wasn't me like going after the same card.
Yeah.
Because usually he was all about Von Miller, and yeah, he has a lot of nice other Broncos stuff in his collection. He's a huge Floyd Little guy too, for that.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
But he has a few Terrell Davis cards in his collection that if he ever decides to part with them, I hope with your assistance, he can at
for
least
sure.
get in touch with me
Yeah, 100%. What's going on, Paul?
because he's got a finite. I know, graded finite.
Yes. Was it the Super Bowl MVP one?
It's one of the insert or parallel type ones. It's not like the base card.
Right. I feel like it's the Super Bowl MVP one. I'm going to go look on his Instagram.
But I know he also has. It's a dual autograph of him and Elway with a diamond in it too.
Yeah.
Number to 5.
That sounds likely. It's going to take a minute to find stuff through his feed because he's got so much.
Well, it's one of those in which I don't want him to come out of his collection unless he truly is willing to part with it.
Right.
There's the other triumvirate. Yes.
I noticed this little stack, and I'm like, huh.
Finite.
To 150.
150.
Yep.
Mirror gold. 97. Now he's pulling out the good stuff. Right when we're about to call it an evening.
No, I know I don't know where the precious metals is. It's not not amongst the grouping.
Platinum cut to the chase.
Another one.
Oh, I found another one at Terrell Davis you might like.
Yeah, he's got 5 or 6, I think, that have always piqued my interest.
He's got one of the select black 101s.
That's the other one that I couldn't remember, but I thought that he had.
Yeah, the base card. That's a nice one.
That's a nice auto, Dave. Benny, don't disappear for too long. Old finest. Refractor?
Yep.
It's not pulling very well. That's why I had to ask, but I figured it was. Gold refractor.
Couple Curtis Martins.
There you go, Dave. That's a huge compliment. That's a 1 per case, larger than life.
Thank you, Dazzler. Don't show the stuff as much as I used to, but those that know.
The gold standard dual auto of Terrell Davis, John Elway diamond card that he has is a 101.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I bet he probably paid about $600 for that card too.
It's definitely possible. Well, I don't know. That was back in 2017. That was 5 years ago now.
I still bet it. I'm still willing to bet he probably paid close to that.
Yeah.
Dave, is that like the kids say, if you know, you know?
I believe so.
Okay, just checking.
What did I miss?
Of course, I haven't drank any pop today, so I've been drinking water. I might be off a little bit.
Oh. Yeah, that's a nice card, Paul. Larger than life. That's 1 a case. Profiles, serial number. That's the only insert that I did pull out of Skybox Premium. With all those boxes I opened, I never pulled a larger than life. Hot hands. Those have started to those were getting a lot of love. I had that card. I pulled that card, Dave. Terrell Davis is on the other side for the record. That's why I know. But I actually pulled that card from a box.
There he is.
Yep. I know that card well.
Steve, the hockey version of those called hot shots. They just went, and that's the literal term for it too. They've gone.
Well,
I think
hot hands has not gotten as crazy as the other, but I mean, there for a while, the Terrell Davis was selling anywhere between 30 and like $60 for a while, which is crazy when you think about it.
Joe and I were talking about it, and he said something, one of them got posted for Mario. I think it was like $267. I went back and I looked at my copy when I got it. It was 2.5 years ago. I paid $18. And now they're like 20x.
Oh, well, I think we've shown at least a decent amount of cards. Something we rarely do. But again, if you're coming here to talk about inserts and actually hear it from people that know what they're talking about, probably should show you some shit.
Sometimes we know what we're talking about.
Well, again, comparative to like the other ass clones that toddle around our space, we know what we're doing.
Hashtag facts.
So with that, we'll wrap it up again. Thank you again for everybody jumping in, commenting, enjoying the chatter. We don't need 800 people in here. We don't want that. That's you can't obviously build stuff, build relationships, connections that way. And we have 800 people in here. Guess what? Your question doesn't get answered, or you just get lost in a wash, and we don't want that. So for those that stuck around for most of the night, all the night, some of the night, thank you. Thank you for Michael jumping on, like pretty much.
Thanks for the invite.
I was like, fuck, I like thinking, did I send him a link or anything? I'm like, nope. So figured this one would sort of pique your interest, going back and turning back the clock. Thank you to Vinny, of course. It's fun times talking cards. Every last couple episodes have been good.
And I saw at least a dozen cards I'd never known existed before.
It's one of the worst things to do, but it's one of the best things to do. It's just, I'll sit there. I haven't done it with Marino as much as I should, especially with Brad not taking our advice that one time on like a Black Diamond. What the hell was it? Title Quest? Numbered 100. I said, fucking go after this. Go after this. Well, I don't know. Go after.
I missed one. One got posted.
Oh, I mean, that card might as well be numbered out of 10. You're probably not going to see another one.
No, it's.
Shut up, Michael.
I was talking more about the Merino. But
okay, I'll give you a break on that one.
Yeah, and again, to each their own. We never tell people what to collect, but we're always, if there's something we think or we know that's relatively rare, we try to As Paul said, Bookberger gave it to Gretzky. We try to give you the chicken wing or a forearm shiver in that general direction. Say, hey, you might want to take a peek at this because they don't post them every week.
No.
Again, I know Brad does a lot with the Flawless and some of the newer stuff with Jason Taylor and whatnot, but like this one, I don't believe you'll regret it. You might be like, it doesn't look great, but again, that's one. I don't know.
And
We've said before, we'll say it again. Get somebody in hand. Get like a Garrison Hurst. Get a Terry Kirby. Get whatever lowest of the low rung. Get the most common player in the set in hand, just to say, hey, do I like this? Is this something that I will spend that $150 now on a Danny Marino?
No.
Will I do that, or is fuck it? This will be something I'll part with. But then you don't have to spend that and make that. It won't be an error because again, Marino stuff you'll be able to part with. But yeah, that I don't say it made me sad, but like, oh fuck, this is. If I'm a Marino guy, I'm like,
yeah, that's way cooler. Way cooler than any of his new autographs you're gonna pull.
And cheaper, especially the Flawless stuff. Again, it's gorgeous. It's fucking beautiful. I don't know if he's in the mindset like I get, where it's like I'm still 5 years ago, and he's still 5 years ago. Some of these NTs or the Flawless coming out, and it's between like that 150, 225. Then he sees an insert going for like 160 to 180, and he's like, how does that work?
It's 97, right?
Yep, that's the one that was listed.
Oh.
And I didn't bother to go look at 180 point or watch count to see what it ended up going for, but because I don't want to know.
I do.
I don't want to know.
And I got the Curtis Martin that.
It wasn't listed that long. That was the issue.
Do you want to know?
All right, lay it on me.
220. It was
That's
listed at 269, and somebody got it for 220.
That's not horrible. But the only one I'm kicking myself in the ass for is I stumbled across a listing on Mercari that had one in it, and it sold for like $30. It was a 4-card lot, and I'm like, that hurts.
That makes you want to vomit.
That hurts. But I don't go on there very often, and it's like I'm set in my ways. But anyways, Dave, since we were closing up the show, I'll shut up now.
We'll show this quick too because it's. Taker.
That's one you don't see.
So I saw that at Target because again they got the new series again, China, which whatever. The old Edge, that one intrigues me. But seeing this, I'm like, yeah. So got that since card wise they had fucking Jack Dick, tons and tons of Pokemon. I mean, I couldn't believe they're just printing at like a rapid pace because there's fucking every aisle it seemed Pokemon, but I digress. Again, thank you for joining us. It was a blast. Again, looking at, I know I leafed through those the other day. It wasn't much. I'm like, so I need to go back and pick up a couple Bledsoes because that, if nothing else, it's like, I know this card was $40. Now I got it for 7 shipped. Yes, victory. And I got some nice stuff coming in. It's again not Title Quest style, not a pupper style, It just some fun stuff to piece into the collection. I don't know when it'll ever get done. That goal can be every year number one, organize, and it won't matter. It'll always be the last one because time. That's all it is. It's fucking time after time. I'm still sitting on the same spot for Topps 2011 for Josh Johnson. I mean, I don't have much to go. He doesn't have a ton after that. 12, yes. 13, a little. 14, maybe a smattering of Topps, and that's literally it. So basically, I've got 2 years left, combined with 3 years. And I don't have the motivation. I don't care. So, but again, it's nice to leaf through some cards and always remember what you have. Again, it's always about the chase. Don't let people fool you and say, oh, you can be happy with what you got. You can be. But the collectors that we are, we're always trying to get more because more cards equals more happiness. That is, you want your fucking t-shirt things, that's what you need to have. So
I have a list. I have a list of 40 cards that I think would make me happier.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I've got cards, I've got mask toys, I got fucking DVDs, I got Beckett's I need to rebuy because I can't fucking find them. So that's all that stuff's gonna make me happier. So again, remember, like, comment, subscribe, do all that bullshit. Donate to our Patreon, our OnlyFans. I don't know, crypto, fuck that. We got like Doge, maybe that's worth something now. It's flipped, everything's flipped over. Otherwise, fuck it, just send money. We'll buy cards with it. We're not gonna go to Dallas and make connections or go to fucking Myrtle Beach or Paducah, Kentucky, or fuck off. I'm certainly not going to Lake Tahoe to try to get Aaron Rodgers pants because the family saw him once at a Telluride or whatever. And Team Schmedium's jerking off porta potty. But again, stay tuned for what we got coming. More fun, excitement. Who knows what it is? It's real conversations with real people. That's the key. So, for Michael, for Vinny, for Steve, I'm Dave. This has been the Instant Revolution podcast. Remember, collecting cards, so wonderful. The friendships that you forge in the hobby, it's what it's really about. Good night, everyone.
All right, everybody.
Night.